Hi, in this video I will tell you a simple way how you can make top dressing and do it with each watering, which will not harm the seedlings, but only for the good. The seedlings will be plump, strong and will grow well. And I record this video due to the fact that very often in the comments under my videos I meet the following questions. For example, this: tell me, I feed often, but the seedlings do not grow, and even on the contrary becomes more stunted and weak. Another question is related to what you are asking. How often to apply top dressing as for seedlings? So it is for adult plants. The answer is very simple. Top dressing is applied once every 2 weeks. But if you don't want to bother, or you don't have time to count when you applied top dressing, and after how many days to make the next one, so as not to keep records, that can be done as follows, as I will tell you now, and these questions will immediately disappear from you. And you will never harm the seedlings. Because very often feeding your seedlings, microorganisms living in the soil do not have time to process them. And in some cases, they even die. Namely, microorganisms produce nutrition for seedlings by their vital activity and make it easily accessible to the roots. Therefore, we do it as follows. With each watering, we add a small part of the top dressing. And it doesn't matter which ones. For example, in order for seedlings to build up the root system better, you can use superphosphate. It is recommended to make it with the calculation of 30 grams. This is 1 tablespoon per 10 quarts of water, but in order to feed the seedlings with each watering and not harm it, take about 3 grams of superphosphate, dissolve in 10 quarts of water, and give it at each watering. Because seedlings are mostly watered in pots once every 3 days. And the older and larger the seedlings, the more often we water them, except for superphosphate. This also applies to carbamide, nitrogen fertilizer. For example, if the leaves are pale, this is a sign of a lack of nitrogen, taking into account that you normally highlight seedlings and the correct growing temperature. The proportions of carbamide are also a tablespoon per 10 quarts of water, but we immediately divide by 10 and get 3 gamma carbamide. We dilute 10 quarts of water. And we carry out the usual watering of about 50 milliliters in each cup. The same applies to humate. Here is potassium humate. It also contains macro and micro elements. In this form it looks like when diluted in proportions of 35 milliliters per 10 quarts of water. And for our case, we divide into 10 parts and only part of the ode is diluted in water. And we feed our seedlings with each watering. I think you have already caught the meaning. Every top dressing that can be worn for seedlings that I told you about on my channel, which is carried out in liquid form, can be made constantly, but we reduce the dosage by 10 times and do not bother with counting. When did we do the previous top dressing? And how much longer do we have to wait? And to make it clear to you, for example, after picking, we first water the seedlings with diluted superphosphate. Phosphorus fertilizer will help to build up the root system better. To increase the above ground mass, as well as to make the leaves more green, you can do watering a couple of times with carbamide. And basically I would advise you to focus on watering with potassium humate. You can also apply other fertilizers, for example, prepared infusion of chicken or cow droppings, green fertilizers, chlorella. Such top dressing can be used absolutely for all seedlings, for example for tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, flowers, cucumbers. So friends to whom the information from this video was useful, put a like. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel so as not to miss the release of new videos. I wish you a good day. See you in the new videos.